The American Revolution was a political upheaval in the 18th century in which the 13 British colonies in North America broke away from British rule and formed the United States of America. The revolution was sparked by a variety of factors, including political tensions between the colonies and Britain, economic grievances related to trade and taxes, and the colonists' desire for greater representation in government. The revolution began in earnest in 1775 with the outbreak of hostilities between British troops and colonial militiamen at Lexington and Concord. Over the next several years, a series of battles and campaigns were fought throughout the colonies, culminating in the decisive American victory at the Battle of Yorktown in 1781. The revolution was fueled by a number of key figures and events, including the publication of Thomas Paine's influential pamphlet, Common Sense, the Declaration of Independence in 1776, and the leadership of George Washington, who served as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. The war ended in 1783 with the Treaty of Paris, which recognized the United States as an independent nation and established its borders. The revolution had far-reaching consequences for the future of the world, as it established the United States as a major global power and set a precedent for other colonies seeking independence from European powers. It also paved the way for the development of democratic government and individual rights in the United States and beyond. The roots of the American Revolution can be traced back to the 1760s, when British Parliament began imposing new taxes and regulations on the American colonies in an effort to pay off debts incurred during the 7 Years' War. This included the Sugar Act of 1764, which imposed taxes on molasses and other imported goods, and the Stamp Act of 1765, which required colonists to purchase special stamps for all legal documents. These actions sparked widespread resistance and protest in the colonies, as colonists argued that they should not be taxed without their consent and that they were entitled to the same rights as British citizens. The phrase, "no taxation without representation," became a rallying cry for the colonists, who believed that they should have a voice in the decisions that affected their lives. The tensions between the colonies and Britain continued to escalate over the next several years, with events such as the Boston Massacre in 1770 and the Boston Tea Party in 1773 adding to the unrest. In 1774, the colonies formed the First Continental Congress to coordinate their resistance to British rule and to assert their rights as British citizens. Despite these efforts, armed conflict between the colonies and Britain broke out in April 1775, when British troops attempted to seize colonial weapons stores in Lexington and Concord. The colonists, who had formed a militia known as the Minutemen, fought back and drove the British forces back to Boston. Over the next several years, the war raged on, with battles and campaigns fought throughout the colonies. The Continental Army, led by George Washington, faced a number of setbacks early on, but managed to gain momentum with key victories such as the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. The turning point of the war came in 1781, when French naval and military forces arrived to support the American cause. Together with the Continental Army, they besieged British forces at Yorktown and forced their surrender in October of that year. The war officially ended in 1783 with the signing of the Treaty of Paris, which recognized the independence of the United States and established its borders. The newly formed nation faced a number of challenges in the years that followed, including the development of a new system of government and the need to forge a national identity. Despite these challenges, the American Revolution had a profound impact on the world. It established the United States as a major global power and set a precedent for other colonies seeking independence from European powers. It also laid the groundwork for the development of democratic government and individual rights, both in the United States and around the world.